In a bizarre news development, people in a Madhya Pradesh village were told that the stone balls that they had been worshipping were actually fossil dinosaur eggs.
This is one of the best preserved dinosaurs ever found and reported in science. Because it is so well preserved, we can observe its posture very clearly.
We came here to survey a lake, and we found out that there are more than 60 fossils. Some of them belong to sea creatures, and few appears to be eggs of dinosaurs. We compared it with the museum of Ariyalur. It seems to be dinosaurs' eggs.
From ancient relics to mysterious beings, the world's farmlands harbor bizarre finds and astonishing secrets immersed in nature that create a tapestry of the extraordinary in the heart of agriculture. So get ready to dig up the fields to have a look at these eggs this farmer found among crops and burst into tears when they hatched.
Guys, bring your camera.
What is it, man?
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
While working on his chicken farm, the owner thought it was just another day of collecting eggs from the barn. But it soon turned into a jaw-dropping discovery.
What is it, man?
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
While collecting eggs, he noticed that one of the chickens had laid something very unusual. The blue eggs.
Dude, whoa! It's a
I've
blue
never seen
egg.
anything like this.
Many birds lay blue eggs, like finches and bluebirds. But chickens laying blue eggs was something totally unique, and shared the video to surprise the netizens.
It's blue! We could
What
test
kind
it
of
out.
chicken lays a blue egg? Like,
Another clip from a farm in Nigeria was captured, where many chickens had laid a ton of blue eggs. The man was destroying them as they were inedible. The reason behind those odd eggs was unknown, but farmers blamed the recession their country was facing.
Politician, you are there, you are running government. Politician, you in the government, God will punish you.
Alleged dinosaur egg. Imagine going out in the woods and accidentally discovering a prehistoric egg.
What the heck is this? It's like the moon landed in my hand.
Seems like a story, but it happened to a lady while she was strolling along a river.
Hey everybody, so we've been out all day looking for dinosaur stuff and looking for fossils, and I think I see something up there.
She noticed a huge oval-shaped stone and instantly grabbed the unknown object, claiming it was a dinosaur egg.
It could be something from SpaceX.
I think it's a dinosaur egg.
It's not a dinosaur, it's a rock.
Well, I know, but it looks like the shape of an egg.
However, after sharing the video online, many people claimed it was just a giant stone. But to me, it looks perfectly smooth to be a stone. What are your thoughts of this discovery? Is it a real dinosaur egg or just a stone?
What do you think, a dinosaur's in here?
No, maybe a million years ago when it was hatched by the mother.
Rock or dinosaur egg? This man found a very strange looking rock. It looked like a massive dinosaur's egg. Wanting to know what was inside, he got his hammer and struck the huge rock. And when it opened, there was nothing but fluid veins. I think it's just a simple rock, but it might be a dinosaur egg. Nothing can be said for sure as it wasn't tested. Strange chicken egg. This man was collecting eggs from his barn when he came across a very unusual egg. Chicken eggs typically have a smooth and rough exterior, but the egg this man picked had a very strange wrinkly shell. All the other eggs were completely normal. It might be some mutation that had caused the egg shell to change. Fossilized dinosaur eggs. While working on their land in Madhya Pradesh, a group of Indian farmers stumbled upon something really strange that later became the biggest discovery of the century. Around 92 nesting sites containing a total of 256 fossil eggs were found on the lower surface of the land. Later, it was confirmed by researchers that these nesting sites belonged to giant titanosaurs that had buried their eggs in shallow pits, like modern-day crocodiles. There was a greater number of hatched eggs compared to unhatched eggs, which helped the researchers to study the deceased embryos before hatching. Dinosaur eggs or ammonite? In 2020, a very staggering discovery was made in Tamil Nadu, India, when a large number of giant egg-like objects were found by locals and were assumed to be fossilized dinosaur eggs. The video of dinosaur eggs made rounds on social media and gained the attention of many experts. However, when the geological experts analyzed the findings, they debunked the viral claims, saying those fossilized eggs were not eggs, but mostly ammonite sediments from marine species that lived 416 million years ago. After the identification, the locals emphasized the importance of the region and urged the researchers for further exploration. Python eggs. An exploration trip to the woods turned into a nightmare when a group of adventurers came across a very chilling sight. Within the hollow spaces of a decomposing tree, a giant python had laid eggs, and a bunch of tangled up pythons were right there to protect the eggs. But the explorers didn't get the hint to stay away, got closer, and opened up the tree. Upon exposure, the snakes slithered away, and they took the eggs out. Some of them were just old shells of the hatched eggs, while others were intact. After this unexpected discovery, the snakes were taken out and moved to a safer place. Abandoned eggs. During a cleaning operation in an Indonesian neighborhood, the workers were shocked to find 33 python eggs hidden in the bushes. The mother python seemed to have left the eggs after laying them. That was pretty unnatural behavior for them, as they usually take care of their eggs. After their discovery, the eggs were taken to a quarantine center where they were artificially hatched and given a chance to live. Another clip of a similar incident was captured when dozens of cobra eggs were found near a settlement. Aside from eggs, loads of snakeskin sheds were also found. People were left terrified, realizing that the snake had been there for quite a long time. Extinct on arrival. A rise from the graves was recorded in a small Australian town when a marsupial species was discovered on a farm that was thought to be extinct for more than a century. The man who captured it put it in a cage and was super proud of it.
It's so important to Australia, and I'm pretty happy to help unveil the animal in the region.
As it was the first sighting of the species since the 1880s. The animal was then taken to wildlife experts who examined it and then released it back to its sacred habitat. However, where this quoll came from is still shrouded in mystery. Bizarre creature. A man was out and about near the outskirts of Kara when he stumbled upon an animal in a very bizarre state. It appeared to have been deceased, lying on a huge stone. But the weirdest thing about it was its eyes. At first, it looked like it had only one eye, but when the man pushed the strange outgrowth aside with a stick, it had both its eyes, but they were abnormally fused. I think it was some mutant canine, but what do you think of this animal? Strange creature. While walking in the wilderness, this man found something extremely odd. A bizarre miniature skeleton was lying among the bushes, with its hand bent in a ghostly manner. Not knowing who it belonged to, he picked it up and took it with him. He kept the skeleton, which was about 8 inches long, in a glass jar to protect from damage. The skeleton was believed to be some prehistoric human remains. Regardless of its uniqueness, the discovery was too creepy to be kept as a display piece at home.
Found the freakiest damn thing. I mean, I don't know what this thing is. I'm taking it with me though. I don't know what the hell this thing is.
Strange calf. Now look at this strange calf that has left people completely shocked. This calf was delivered with only one giant eye in the middle of its head. Abnormally huge lips and the presence of a nose, it seemed to have no teeth, with its tongue limply hanging out of its mouth. Due to the disability, the calf was unable to control its movements and needed assistance. Unfortunately, the calf didn't manage to survive long and passed away after only a few months. The reason behind his mutation is still unknown. However, exposure of its mother to an unhealthy environment could be the cause. Elf or doll? A very bizarre sight was captured somewhere in India when a tiny figure who was made up of a miniature woman was found. With its odd facial features, hair, and animated movements, it looked very creepy. She seemed to be reaching for something that the man was offering and became frustrated when he didn't give it to her. Many people said it was just a tiny doll, while others believe that it was an elf. Was that a real elf or just some hoax? Let us know your opinion in the comments. Farmer found artifacts. This farmer from Libya discovered ancient artifacts around the ancient grave near his farm. He tried to contact the government about his find, but no one seemed interested. He took the artifacts to his home and displayed them, hoping someone might take them for preservation. But still, no one contacted him. He hoped that the artifacts would be displayed in some museum to show the lifestyle of people from ancient times. Ancient relics found. While searching for something unique, a young explorer came across a very strange thing when his metal detector hinted something hidden underground. The man quickly dug up the area and found ancient relics. At first, he thought he'd found some ancient animals' eggs due to their oval shape. But when he took them out, he discovered they were vases, filled with all kinds of stuff from ancient times. This discovery provided a window into a lost world of history and wonder. Alligator farm. If you've ever wondered about how an alligator farm works, this is the video for you. This footage was recorded from an alligator farm in Thailand when a woman was feeding about 10,000 of the most dangerous reptiles fearlessly. As soon as they got a sniff of fresh meat, they ran after the man. They peacefully feed on their food after it's served. I don't know about you, but if I were there, I would have fainted. Well, kudos to this guy for fearlessly feeding the death rollers. Farm python. Workers were clearing farmland in Thailand when a 4-meter-long python emerged from an undergrowth. The terrified workers called a local rescue squad. They quickly arrived and handled the large serpent. At first, they struggled to get a hold of the massive snake, but they somehow managed to get the snake and put it in a bag so it could be freed in an appropriate place. Space debris. An Australian farm owner was baffled when a very unordinary object ended up on his farm.
So this is the piece that landed on chalk? Oh, yeah, okay.
A huge structure made out of metal appeared to be speared into the ground. After being a mystery for a long time, it was revealed by the Australian Space Agency.
Is a fin? This is a part of the fin of the trunk that has now speared itself into the ground?
That it was a piece of space junk that was a part of a SpaceX mission and ended up on the farm after it re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. It was amazing to discover something that's been through outer space on your farm. Wolf creature. During his visit to his cornfield, a farmer saw something that terrified the viewers. Hiding among the bushes was a humanoid wolf creature. The man used a night vision camera and the bizarre entity was vividly seen. Kudos to the brave farmer who dared to capture it. I would have dashed out there as soon as possible. Elk sheds antlers. This huge bull elk was captured strolling near a farm with a single antler on its head. At first, it might look like a huge bull elk is distressed just because it has lost one of its antlers. But suddenly, it began shaking its head, and after moving around, the other set also fell off. Weird, but this phenomenon is pretty common in elks. They shed their racks annually, and the new ones start to grow as soon as the old ones are gone. Pig fetus. A very strange baby was found among a pig litter on a farm. While all the piglets born were normal and easily latched onto their mothers to feed, there was one that appeared to be an underdeveloped fetus. The baby was still in the placenta. The man removed it and the piglet seemed like it hadn't developed yet. Another one from the litter didn't seem to be able to move on its own, and when they examined, they found that it was stillbirth. The entire litter was otherwise healthy. Unidentified creature. During a visit to the basement of his house, this man found something very bizarre. A strange ball-like shape was lying on the ground. It appeared to be rotten, but was moving continuously. Unable to identify the creature, he started recording to show it to the world. The man speculated that it was an alien egg that was about to hatch, while many on the internet believed it to be some unknown creature. But even after years, the object is still unidentified. Alien-like creature. A group of friends was out on a walk when they found a very strange entity. A gigantic skeleton was found leaning on a stone wall.
It's almost like the arm needs to begin this something coming through the backside.
With its sheer size and horned skeleton, the weird creature looked like it jumped straight out of the movie series Predator. To me, it looks like a humanoid goat creature, but many people on the internet claimed it to be some creepy alien. Would you guys like to share your thoughts about this discovery? Frozen chicken. A very startling scene was captured by a farm owner when she was feeding her chickens. Initially, the chickens were their usual annoying selves running around and feeding, but then suddenly they froze in their place, some of them with their feet in the air.
Guys, it's grab time! What the
It was as if some unseeable entity possessed them. The clip went viral, and people started to make theories about the event. Many believed that they were taken over by some alien, while others said these incredibly smart birds were simply tricking their owner. Really possessed or just a trick? What do you think happened to these frozen chickens? Alligator carcass. A very unexpected clip surfaced on the internet where a giant alligator was captured being hauled across the river by a boat. The huge predator seemed to have fallen prey. The unusual scene gathered a large audience. It was left near the shore, probably so it could be disposed of properly. But what caused its unfortunate demise remains a mystery. Jawbone. While searching for his lost goat, a farmer found something strange lying on the ground. At first, it was assumed to be the teeth of some predator, but upon further investigation, the unknown cartilage turned out to be the remains of some prehistoric creature. As claimed by the explorer, the bone belonged to the Montauk monster, a mythical creature that is believed to have lived long ago. But nothing could be said about its identity, as no one confirmed it. Gypsy moth infestation. Might look strange at first, but this man is trying to get rid of something. This guy had a tree in his backyard covered with gypsy moths, so he decided to brush them off the tree trunk. Not only the tree trunk, but a thick layer of these tiny crawlers was also covering the ground. However, he not only removed them from the trunk, but after collection, a bucket full of these moths was safely disposed of. Not only this man, but a family in New York State also faced the same when moths infested trees in their backyard. And not only trees, but they were everywhere around the house and affected their quality of life. Unknown creature. A hairless four-legged creature was found lifeless on a beach in Crete and left the onlookers scratching their head. People in the region started to speculate about its identity, and some even came up with a theory that it was a small hippopotamus. But this idea was debunked by wildlife experts, as it was claimed to be a deceased badger who were common in the area. However, locals still doubted the explanations. Mysterious farm creature. Living on a farm in Maryland, this family was used to seeing animals roaming, but they'd never seen anything like this. About a year before the video was recorded, they captured a picture of a similar creature, but then they didn't think much of it. In the pictures, it was seen drinking water from a tub, but now they were scared about the potential dangers it could pose. The wildlife experts believe that it was a fox with mange.
So I thought of the Jersey Devil.
But even they were unable to say anything for sure. They reassured the family that they'd take action if it interacted in a way to harm anyone. Unknown remains. A beach walk with a pet turned out to be a trap for something far scarier for this man when he stumbled upon this. An almost complete skeleton of an unknown creature, whose half of the bones were partially buried and skull was almost crushed, making it further difficult for him to guess what the animal was. What's even stranger was the flesh still attached to the bones, causing a terrifying smell in the surrounding area that even the dog avoided to taste. Although filled with curiosity, the guy decided not to investigate further and left the carcass to decompose completely. Gold veins. This group of gold hunters found the search of their life when they found a huge gold deposit in the rocks. It looked like the gold had dripped in between the stones, and it was still attached to the black coal layer. However, by applying very little pressure using their tools, the man was able to get the gold out. The discovery was even more awesome, as they had been searching for such gold veins for a long time. Anaconda versus cow. It looked like the serpent had got a hold of the cow, and the poor mammal can be seen struggling to get rid of the snake. This clip got a lot of attention on the internet, with many people doubting its reality. Many said that the clip was not real, while someone revealed that the snake was already deceased and just clinging to the animal's neck. That's why it didn't fight back when the cow started running. It does look like this terrorizing reptile was lifeless. But what do you guys say? Mutant calf. Born with a single body, this calf in India has perplexed the villagers with its strange appearance. With 2 faces, 2 snouts, and only 1 pair of ears and 1 mouth, the calf was having a problem having to feed from its mother. So the kind owner was bottle feeding it. It also has a 3rd eye placed in between its 2 faces, and vets were sure it wouldn't survive any longer. However, the mutant calf defied all odds and survived with a bunch of deformities. Trogonotherium mammoth skull. A few years back, a unique discovery was made in Russia when the giant skull of a mammoth was found on the coast of modern Tagrang Bay. The animal was identified as Trogonotherium, which lived about 600,000 years ago. The fossilized skull weighed about 400 kilograms, which made cleaning and transporting it a difficult task. The discovery was important, as it provided insight into the lives of the ancient animals in the region. Ancient Amazonian civilization. Last year, a very interesting discovery was made that left scientists baffled. Pyramids and canals built by an ancient civilization were discovered beneath the forest of the Bolivian Amazon. Archaeologists used LiDAR technology to see through the canopy to reveal hundreds of previously unknown structures and settlements from the Kasarbi culture of 500 to 1400 AD. The area was previously thought to be unable to support complex ancient civilizations. It's mind-blowing that modern technology can help us to find out about our history.
New civilization, new culture waiting for us to study them.
Calf rescue. This baby cow was found stuck in deep mud and couldn't move. The mud pool was filled with big, hungry alligators who were closing in on the calf. But the people weren't afraid to dive in the mud and help the calf from a certain doom. One of the men moved but couldn't reach the baby as the alligators kept hissing. But he wasn't deterred. He moved again and pulled the calf by its ears out of the mud. This clip restored our faith in humanity. Bizarre goat calf. A Filipino farmer was baffled when he saw the calf his goat gave birth to. The small furless animal was much larger than its sibling and had a shiny pale pink skin. Trotters like a pig and even had a navy, just like a tiny human. Everyone around the neighborhood gathered to witness the weird animal that looked like a cross between a human and a pig, but no one could tell what had caused the abnormality. And the lack of movement concluded that it had lost the battle of life. Ancient ship discovered. A historic discovery was made by a farmer under his cornfield. He unearthed Arabia, a paddle boat that sank over 150 years ago. It took an excruciating amount of work to dig up the boat that was filled with precious artifacts, and most of them were in pristine condition. A lot of luxurious delicacies were found, including cucumber pickles, oysters, cigars, and much more. This discovery helped historians better understand the lifestyle of the settlers, which was previously thought to be very limited. Protective chicken. Have a look at this mama chicken protecting its little chicks from a lethal predator. A cobra got a whiff of these chicks and wanted to have a taste. At first, she kept the babies in a corner and didn't allow the snake to get close. But as the reptile became insistent, she quickly got them out of the corner, fighting the snake all the while, and she didn't leave until the very last of the chicks were out. This clip stands as proof of protective motherhood in the animal kingdom. Meteor fall. Now take a look at this amazing meteor that fell from space on the Gray Farm in Indiana in 1892. The farm owners took the opportunity and the huge meteor became their headstone in 1939. But the reality of this meteor has been debated by many. People believe that it's not real, as a meteor hit this big would have caused a huge impact, while others say it's just a huge rock that somehow ended up on the farm. Well, real or not, but having an alleged meteor as your headstone is pretty cool. Strange dirt creature. A very unusual scene was caught on camera in the woods when a strange creature made an appearance. It seemed to have numerous tentacles that it was using to thrash around the place, and it was covered with dirt. A cat sitting nearby curiously looked at the creature. No one seemed to identify the entity, and the encounter was probably one of the weirdest ones. Rhino calf. The farmer was shocked to see a wild animal near his cattle, a rhino calf. But instead of abandoning it, he adopted the animal and started bottle feeding it. But since it was not easy for him to raise the huge mammal, the wildlife experts were called, and the calf was transferred to a sanctuary where it is often seen enjoying with other animals. Cattle carcass. People crossing a bridge over an Indonesian river saw something extremely horrifying. At first, it looked like an unknown creature trying to resist the water force, but then it turned out to be an animal carcass that might have been thrown by someone.
Membuang bangkai itu sama dengan seperti membuang limbah.
Not just one, but many of them were seen lying on the shore. The scene was absolutely heartbreaking, as throwing deceased animal carcasses polluted the water that might be used for drinking purposes. Who was the culprit behind this is still unknown. Skeletal remains.
Yeah, but what kind of?
While on the journey to discover something new in the woods, this man came across something that completely shocked him.
Clean it, you can have it on the shelf.
Lying among the foliage was a skull and some other bones.
So something ripped it. That's over there. Body's there, legs there.
Oh, Christ.
Wanting to know who they belonged to, he moved ahead to take a closer shot. It might not be some prehistoric animal, but it looked like the skeletal remains of some animal that had met an unfortunate fate. Mummified entity. A man from Russia discovered something very strange on his farm. He found an entire skeleton of an unknown creature. Trying to figure out its identity, he filmed it to get some answers. Many experts believed it was mummified remains of some bird or some bat, but nothing was confirmed, rendering the skeleton mystery. So, could this be some new species or extraterrestrial remains waiting to be explored? Any idea? Tangled creatures. This bizarre creature baffled the onlookers somewhere in Taiwan. It squirmed on the ground. It looked really odd, as if a tangled mess of threads was moving. The person recording the video appeared online for information about it. While many people proposed random theories, someone suggested that the brittle-looking insect might be several horsehair worms tangled together. Now it's time for today's open discussion. Looking at this picture first makes me think that this farmer must be the luckiest guy on the planet with several huge eggs on his farm, but no such case was reported. However, during my research, I came across this discovery that changed the life of a farmer in Argentina. While he was working along the river shore, something weird caught his eye, a meter-long black object that was round and shiny. He thought he found a dinosaur egg, but when experts analyzed the object, they found it was a glyptodon shell, a close relative of armadillos who roamed the earth about 3.2 million years ago. The farmer was extremely proud of the discovery on his farm and was glad it helped researchers better understand the ancient life in the region. Goatman. A video posted a few years back showed a dog barking at something strange right in the middle of a forest. Suddenly, a huge humanoid creature with a goat head appeared and was carrying an animal. And strangely, as the video proceeded, the dog disappeared. Many people claim that the alleged goat monster was fake. But what do you think? Does this creature exist, or is it just a remarkable work of CGI? Chupacabra sighting. This family in Texas left the netizens in shock after they claimed that they had captured a chupacabra. They even put it in a cage so it won't run away. The neighborhood was convinced of its identity, as they had never seen anything like that. But when a wildlife biologist was consulted, he claimed it was probably a raccoon suffering from mange, a condition in which they become hairless. Another clip was recorded of a strange entity. It didn't look like any raccoon. Some folks said it was a dog-man encounter, but its appearance persuaded people that it was a chupacabra. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.